Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and this video here is the first part of my declutter series that I'm going to start on my channel. I'm going to declutter all my makeup collection in tiny bits. So this is my bronzer collection that we are going to start with today, because I already know that I want to get rid of a lot of them. So I'm going to declutter all my collection in tiny parts, and then at the end I'm going to declutter my eyeshadow palette collection. And so I'm going to try to be finished with my declutter series at Christmas, because I really want to start the new year then with only the things that I really love and enjoy in my collection. So I don't want to have any more clutter in the new year. And I think if I'm going to purchase anything else in December, I'm going to film a video in the beginning of January where I'm going to show you my makeup inventory so that you really see all the products that I have and how many in each category, because I really want to keep track on how many products I get and how many products I do have in my collection. So if you want to follow along my journey, then please hit the subscribe button, and now let's hop right into the declutter. Let's start with face palettes, because I only do have 2 of them. I know it's kind of crazy because I know a lot of people love face palettes, but I don't know, I never came across some that I really like. So this one here is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and this is what it's looking like. So this one here is dim light, this is incandescent light, and this is radiant light. So these 2 are 2 of the powders of the ambient lighting powders. And this one here is one of the highlighters. So I think I bought this palette secondhand for around, I don't know, 30 euros or something like that. At first when I got it, I really enjoyed it, but then I discovered that although I do like this powder here as a bronzer, or at first I liked it, but then I discovered that it is just too warm toned and also a bit too yellow toned, or just too warm. And too dark to apply it to my face, so it doesn't look good as a bronzer. I don't know what it is, because it's such a mild powder and it's such a beautiful formula, but I just can't make it work. I don't know, it doesn't look good on me. And this one here is way too warm and way too dark. I can never use it. I can't mix them. I can't mix these. This is still too orangey, warm, and too dark for me, so I just can't make this palette work. I love the Hourglass powders, but it's just not working for me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one to my mom, because I think she can really make it work. She's a lot more tan than me, and I think these powders look beautiful on her. I think, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago I did her makeup and I used these powders and they look so gorgeous on her. She has more mature skin, so I think these powders are really nice in, I don't know, they give such a nice glow to the face, such a glow from within, and I don't know, I think she would look beautiful with it. I mean, she also looks beautiful without makeup, but I think she will enjoy this little palette, and she has seen it in my collection. I think she liked it a lot when I used it on her face, so I think she will be happy to receive it. So I think what I'm going to do is that I maybe wrap it up and bring it to her on Christmas, so just as a little add-on gift. And I mean, she knows that I have used it, but I think she will really like it, so I'm going to give it to her. Then this palette here is from Benefit. It's called the Cheek Leaders Mini Bronze Squad, and it has also 3 different pans in here. So this is a blush, it's called Gold Rush, this is the Cookie Highlighter, and this is the Hula Bronzer. So the bronzer is way too dark for me. It's so dark, I can't even explain how dark it is on me. It's just so much too dark. Even the Hula Light is too dark for me, so just that you know, for reference. This is not working on me at all, so I can't never ever use this one. Then the blush in here I do really like. It's a very nude rosy tone, and it's very light and buildable, and it has a bit of a sheen to it, so it's a beautiful formula. I do love it, but it has a scent, and everything in this palette is very heavily scented, and I just can't stand the scent anymore. I don't know what it is. I got so sensitive to scents, so I really changed my mind about a lot of my makeup that has some scent, because over the years I just fell out of love with the scent, and then I don't want to use the makeup anymore, and it happened with this blush. So I don't want to keep this whole palette only for this blush, because I also don't like the scent of this blush. So I don't know, maybe I will give it another try if I can get it as a single sometime, but to be honest, I don't like the packaging of their single items because it's so bulky and so hard to use. So I think this palette is actually really nice that you have it all flat here in this little compact cardboard package. So I don't know, I just don't want to keep this palette only for one blush because the bronzer is not working for me, and also the highlighter is kind of okay for me. It's the famous cookie highlighter a lot of people were talking about. And it's a very blinding one, but I'm just going to swatch it here on my hand. It's too dark for me. And I don't know, I don't like the texture. I feel like it emphasizes the texture on my skin, and I don't like that. You can see it's really wet looking when you see it on camera. And I think that one of the reasons why it's so famous on YouTube is because it looks stunning on camera. It's so blinding, it's gorgeous. It's this kind of this Instagram cheekbone highlight that blinds everything away. But in real life, I don't know. I just don't like it on my skin. It's not good looking on me, and it's a tiny bit too dark for me. And it's also not good for the texture on my skin. So it's just not working, and I'm not going to keep this palette. So because there are 3 different products in here and I can only use one of them, I think it's ridiculous to keep this palette because someone else could really use all 3 of them, and I just don't want to keep it if I'm not using it. So I already have a friend in mind that I'm going to gift it to if she wants it, and I think maybe she has all these colors already, but if not, maybe she wants to have it, and if not, I'm going to resell it, I think, because it's in really good condition and I really didn't use a lot of the products in here. So this one is going, and this one is going too. So this year has been the year of bronzer for me because all these bronzers here I bought during the year 2020, and I really wanted to try and find my perfect bronzer shade. So because I am so fair and have a cool undertone, a lot of bronzers look kind of off on me and don't look good. So a lot of them are too warm, too yellow, too orange, too, I don't know, everything, too dark. A lot of them are just too dark for me. I think if they would be one shade lighter, I could make a lot of them work, but yes, it's a whole other thing. But just that you know, I really wanted to find a good shade match for me this year. And these are all the bronzers that I bought this year. And yes, I'm just going through all of them because only some of them are working. So the best shade match that I found was this one here from Essence. It's called the Sun Club Natural Glow Bronzing Powder, Cool Tone. It's looking like this. And this one is still not that cool tone, but I mean, a bronzer is always a bit warm toned because you want to warm up your face, so that's okay, but it has to be light enough and blendable enough so that I can use it. So I'm not sure if you can see it, it's right here, and usually on my hand everything looks a bit lighter. When I apply it to my face it looks a lot darker on there. But this is a pretty good shade match. It has a bit of a scent to it. It smells almost like the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula that I also have in my collection, but it's not as strong of a scent. So it's kind of okay for me at the moment, and the shade match is so good that I'm definitely going to keep it. So this is my best bronzer that I have at the moment, and I'm going to keep this one. Then one of the worst that I've tried is this one here from Essence. It's called Hello Good Stuff Matte and Glow Bronzer Nourishing with Cocoa. And it's in the shade 10 Cocoa Cool. This shade here is even better than the other one from Essence, but I can already smell it. The scent of this one is so horrible. I hate it so much. It's a kind of an artificial cocoa scent, and it's so strong and overwhelming. I don't know, I can't. I have to close it because it's just horrible. I can't stand the scent, and I really have to declutter it. And I don't even know if I want to give it to someone because the scent it's just off. I don't know. It just doesn't smell good, but I'm pretty sure that it's meant to be like this. So it doesn't smell like it's kind of, I don't know, like it's going off or anything, but it's just, it's such a strong artificial scent, and it's lingering on and also on your face if you use it, and The shade is so perfect for me. I have never found a shade that is this good for me, but I just can't. I can't with the scent. It's not possible, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then next I have this one here from Miss Lynn. This one here is in the shade Holiday Hooray. And my problem with finding a bronzer in stores is that a lot of the time drugstores don't have the best lighting, and I don't know, everything always looks lighter than it really is. So I buy it in the drugstore, I swatch it on my hand, I think, oh, it's looking good, it's looking cool tone and light, it's perfect. And then I get home and everything is too dark and too warm. So I don't know, it's just my thing with bronzers. I'm not the best at finding a good shade match, so I don't know, it's just very, very hard for me to find a good color in store because I just can't really see the real colors a lot of the times. And yes, this was one of them. It's just way too dark and too pigmented. It's a beautiful formula, it's a matte bronzer, so it's nice, but it's not good for me, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then the same happened with this one here from Sleek. I think they only have one shade, I don't know. It was in their summer edition, so maybe it was limited edition, I don't know. It has this very beautiful sleek packaging, like the name says. It's very beautiful, it's a very nice and sturdy compact, and this formula is so good. I really wish that the color would be different. So in store, again, I thought it would be light enough for me and cool toned enough, and it's too warm and too dark for me, but the formula is amazing. It's so buttery smooth, and it has a slightly, I don't know, it has a very light sheen to it, and it's so beautiful. So I'm really sad about this one because it's so good in formula. Just showing it to you here. So this is my shade that I can use, and this one here is the one from Sleek. So I hope that you can see that it's more warm toned and darker, so I just can't make it work. It's really sad. I really tried it, but it's just not working. So I'm going to give this one to a friend, I think, because it's such a good formula. I really don't want to, I don't know, to waste it. So I think I'm going to give this one to a friend. I have already a friend in mind, so I'm also going to give it to her on Christmas as a little addition to the other presents that I have for her. So I think she could really use it and she could make it work. And I think she doesn't have a bronzer in her collection, so maybe she wants to use it. So yes, this one is a beautiful formula if you want to pick it up. It's gorgeous, but it's just too dark for me. Then next I have tried this one here from Catrice. It was from the limited edition summer collection. It's called the Sungasm Luminizing Bronzer. And I think they had two shades, and this one is the second one. It's called Co2 Bronze Euphoria. And it's looking like this. And I know it's looking too dark, and it is too dark. But hear me, because I'm going to keep this one, because I don't know what it is about this, but I fell so hard in love with it. I want to keep it because it has a beautiful sheen to it, and it has more of a pinky reddish undertone. And if I shear it out with a translucent powder or some kind of a powder, I can really make it work. And it's such a beautiful formula. I don't want to get rid of it because it was limited edition, and because I like the formula so much, I want to keep it and hold on to it and just try to make it work. I hope that you can see in the swatches here. I know it's way too dark, but it's this really reddish, pinky bronzing shade, and this looks so natural on me color-wise, so I really want to keep this one, and I really can make it work with the right powders. So I think I'm going to keep it, and maybe in 1 year I'm going to declutter it. I don't know. I think I have to try it more in the spring and summertime, and then I will see if I really can make it work. But for now, I'm going to keep it. I love the packaging on this either. I love cardboard packaging a lot more than plastic because I feel like they protect the products a lot better, and also it's a lot better for the environment. So that alone is the best reason. So really like the packaging. It's this cream color, and then this one here shifts to a rose gold. So it's beautiful. I really like what they're doing with their limited edition stuff. I just wish that not all of this good stuff that they bring out during the year is limited edition. I think they have too much limited edition things because sometimes they're only 2 weeks in stores and then you can't find them anymore. So I don't like that. I don't like the feeling of missing out. So, but this one here is a beautiful bronzer and I'm going to keep it. Then next I tried this one here from Essence. This was also limited edition and it's called Bronze This Way Matte Bronzer Lighter Skin. And the number is 01 Catching the Sun. So this one here has this beautiful animal imprint, but you can see when you start using it, you immediately disturb it. So that's kind of a bummer, I don't know, because it looks so cool and it makes me not want to touch it, but that's not the point of a bronzer, I would say. So this one also, I thought that this color here in between would be perfect, but I just can't, I don't know, I can't only touch the lighter parts in this bronzer because my brush is so much bigger, so it's just not working. And this one here is too warm and too dark, so the darkest color here is way too warm and too dark for me, and when I mix it, it's just too warm and too dark. So again, like with all the others. So yes, this wasn't the best match for me, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then the next one is this one here from Wet n Wild. It's called the Mega Glow Contouring Palette Contour in the shade Dulce de Leche, which is the lightest one, I think. At least I hope so. So it's this giant pan here. You have a highlighting shade and a contour shade, and I don't know what to do about it because I bought this because of a recommendation from another YouTuber. Her name is Monica Adrianna. I had such a hard girl crush on her and her channel during the summer, and I think she loves this product a lot, and I don't know, I wanted to try it, and to be honest, the formula is beautiful, so she was totally right with it. It's just that this shade here is also too dark and too warm for me, but if I do mix these two, I can make it work, and because I have the highlighting shade already here so that I can mix it easily, I think I'm going to hang on to this one because it's such a beautiful formula. It's matte, but it's really working very nice. It's so buttery and creamy and you can easily blend it. So I think I'm going to hold on to this one. I thought about starting a series in January that is called Makeup on the Chopping Block. I watch a lot of YouTubers who have a series like this or who are doing videos like this, and I really like the idea of it because I really like to buy makeup and try it and try different formulas and different brands and find out what I really want and what suits me the best, and then I want to get rid of the stuff that I don't want, so or that didn't work out for me. So I feel like a series where I really have products in a separate place where I really try them out for weeks and months and then decide if I want to keep it would be a great series for my channel, and because it's what I'm doing behind the scenes already, so I just thought I could share it with you. So this is one of the products that is going on the chopping block. So I'm going to try it for a few weeks or month, and then I will decide if I want to keep it or not, and if it's working for me or not. Then this one here is the Essence Contouring Duo Palette. As you can see, I tried a lot of Essence and Catrice products because I just love these two brands and I always find something that works for me, so I just don't want to spend more money on it, especially for bronzers where I know that maybe 90% of them are not working for me and my skin tone and are just too dark and too warm. So I don't want to spend money on something where I already know that it probably won't work for me. So if I could see it in store and really try it on my skin, which I can't do at the moment, then maybe I would pick up another bronzer from a more high-end brand. But because I can't do that, I'm just sticking with drugstore where I feel like it doesn't matter if it works or not, because I'm not spending too much money. I can give it away to friends afterwards, so it's not that of a big deal, and I love gifting makeup and just gifting in general, so it's, I don't know, I really like gifting makeup to my friends and family. So this little guy here is a contouring palette, as the name says, and it's more of a lighter shade and a darker shade, and this one here works so perfect for me. It's amazing. It's the only shade I have ever found that I can really use a lot of, and it's never too much. I have never felt this way about a contour or a bronzer. So contours and bronzer are basically the same thing for me. I don't use one for contouring and one for bronzing. I only use one product at a time, and I just use it for the same thing. So this one here works very, very well. I really do like the formula. I'm so impressed with the Essence lately. It's really gorgeous and I do love it, and I'm going to keep this one. Now these 4 bronzes and contours here I already had in my last declutter, and I kept them in my last declutter, but now I'm going to declutter all of them because none of them is really working for me, and I just discovered that I really need a different shade and a different formula in a bronzer or contour, and I just found that out during the last year. So I really felt like my preferences were changing and I really wanted to find just a great shade match, and these are all not the best shade for me. So let's start with this one here. This is the City Bronzer by Maybelline. It's in the shade Light Cool 100. And this one is actually light enough for me, but it is too yellow toned. So it's more of a neutral bronzer. So if you're into that and if you're very fair, but you have a more neutral undertone, this could be a perfect shade match for you. But for me, it's just a tad bit too yellow and it doesn't look good on me. So I'm going to declutter this one. The formula is beautiful. It's very smooth and buttery and you really can blend it out easily. So it's a beautiful formula, but it's just not working for me. And this was their cool toned shade and the lightest one. So they don't have anything else for me. So I'm just going to declutter this one. Then this one here is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light Bronzer. So it's their lightest shade, and again, it's too warm for me and it's too dark for me. And to be honest, I also can't stand the scent anymore. I don't know what changed, but I just don't like it anymore. I really wanted to make it work during the summer because then I'm a bit more tan, and I thought that I could make it work then because a year ago it was beautiful during the summer, but this year, I don't know, I just never wanted to reach for it. And yes, it's so hard for me to use bronzers like this because it's so much effort for me to make them look good on me, and I just don't want to put that much effort in it anymore. I have found some great bronzers now and some good shades for me, so I'm going to declutter this one, and I think I'm going to give it to a friend again because it's a beautiful formula, and if you're a bit warmer toned than me, you just don't have to be that cool tone and that fair, then it's really a nice bronzer, so I'm going to give it to a friend. Then this one here is from NYX. It's called the Sweet Cheeks Matte Creamy Powder Blush. It was in a blush series, but it's actually a taupe color, and it's also called So Taupe. So I thought this could be a perfect contour for me, but the formula is just not that good. It applies very patchy, and because of that it looks like you have mud on your cheeks. So if you have a very cool toned shade for your bronzer or contour, you really have to have a good formula, because if it's not blendable, it looks so muddy and it looks so bad so fast. So this one is not a good one, not working for me. Maybe if you're a bit of a, I don't know, more like a tan skin tone, maybe you can make it work, but it's just too dark and too grayish, and I don't know, it's just not looking good. So I'm going to declutter it. And then the last one I have here is from Kat Von D. It's called the Shade and Light Contour, and it's in the lightest shade. I think it's called, yes, it's Lucid and Sombre. So it's part of the big contour palette that they have, and it's just the two lightest shades of them. And yes, I really thought that I could make it work, but again, it's just too dark and it's a bit too warm. It's not cool enough for me, and it's just way too dark. This is so dark on me. So I hope that you can see it. This is my perfect bronzer shade that I have. This is the more reddish toned, and this one here is the one from Kat Von D. It's just too dark. It's just not working on my skin tone. So again, it looks a bit, I don't know, not patchy, but it looks so muddy when I apply it. I don't know. It's just not working for me, but I think that a lot of people would like this little contour duo, so I'm going to resell it, I think. Or maybe I'm giving it to a friend. I will just ask around if someone wants to have it. So yes, I'm going to declutter this one again. So as you can see, I mean, what a declutter. I'm only going to keep 4 bronzers, and I'm so happy. And this one here is on the chopping block, so I have only 3 bronzers and contours, and I'm so happy with that because they are the only ones that I want to use, because none of the others is working for me. So I'm so glad that I can get rid of them and only have the things that I truly love and that work for me and that I enjoy using, that are not hard work to make it work, that I can just use and love, and that's all that I want in a bronzer. So I'm so happy with all of them, and I'm so happy that I'm going to get rid of all of the others. So I'm going to keep 4. So I had 14 products in this category. I included the 2 face palettes because they both have bronzers in them. So I'm going to keep 4 out of 14. I mean, what a great declutter. I think none of the other categories will have so many products in there. I'm pretty sure that this is the highest amount that I'm going to declutter in one category. So I'm going to keep 4 and I'm going to get rid of 10. I'm going to show you the 10 that I'm going to get rid of. So here are all the 10 products that I'm going to declutter, and I'm so happy with this decision. It really makes so much more room in my collection to really see the things that I love and want to use. So I'm really happy with this decision, and I know it's a lot to get rid of, but my preferences changed so much over the year, and I really found out that all of these products are not working for me anymore. And these ones here, I just wanted to try and find the perfect shade match for me, but yes, you know, with the pandemic and everything, it was hard to swatch things in stores, so I could basically only buy them and then try them out. So now I'm going to get rid of them again. I know it's not the best way to find your perfect products, but sometimes it works this way. So it's okay for me because I know I'm going to either gift it to friends and family or I'm going to resell it, so nothing of it will go to waste. And I really did enjoy a lot of these products over the last, I don't know, 2 years or so, but now it's time for them to go. So I'm happy to let them all go, and I'm very happy with the outcome of this declutter. So I really hope that you enjoyed declutter videos. I personally love them. When I start watching one, I want to watch, I don't know, hundreds of them. So I hope that you're the same and that you enjoy them too. So keep an eye out on my channel, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. There will be definitely coming more declutter videos. I do also want to post some other videos in between, so there are not only declutter videos this December. I also have to keep you updated on my project pants, so yes, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all a beautiful day.